This is an out-of-ordinary release for Missing in BC, but a random video showed up on my YouTube feed. It was about a young man that stated he had been roofied at a bar. I listened to the video and began reading the comments below. I am truly shocked by the number of men that have had this happen to them. We need to begin to recognize this as a major problem and consider this may be a factor in missing people in BC cases. I am going to share with you some of the comments I read. They go as follows. Thank you for speaking about this. It is so important that men know this happens, and it is wrong. Men also deserve to be believed and protected. Another man wrote, I served in the Canadian Armed Forces for 15 years. I was sexually assaulted twice during those 15 years. It absolutely happens to men, and more often than we want to admit. Then another wrote, I was drugged in college by a friend I had known since day one. Thankfully, he didn't want me after I threw up all over myself in a drugged haze. No one believed me when I told them the next day. Another man wrote, happened to me at a local bar. I remember having a couple of beers, enjoying the game, before two older women sat next to me, the cougar type of older. Next thing you know, they're bringing me over drinks and flirting. I'm not a lightweight, so 2 beers and a couple of drinks are way below my tolerance, and certainly not enough to black out. But that's the point. My memory fails. Only thing that saved me was the local bartenders. They knew me as a regular, and they were looking out for me. They told me what happened the next visit. Apparently, they noticed I was unusually messed up, and they cut me off and waited outside with me for the Uber. They claimed one lady offered to drive me home, but they stayed with me until the Uber came. I tipped them each $100 the next time I saw them, and I never went out drinking again for almost 6 months. Another one, I had my vehicle stolen and wrecked after getting roofied. The girls never did face repercussions, and my insurance wouldn't cover it. Another one wrote, I was roofied and the bartender was in on it, along with 2 other gay men that kept following me to the washroom. Thank God, my wife came in just as I started to black out. I woke up at my parents' house after they had tried for 3 hours to wake me up. Another comment was, happened to my brother last month along with his 2 friends. They went into their hotel with 3 girls, and the next thing they know, they wake up and everything is gone. Phones, money, designer clothes, everything except their passports. And the comments go on and on, over 1,500 of them. Now, many of these comments were young men that were once soldiers in the military, and some were just men out for a night on the town. It is estimated that 1 in 6 males experience sexual abuse during childhood. The rape of males is now commonly criminalized and has been subject to more discussion than in the past. Males are far less likely to report sexual abuse than females. Rape of males is still taboo and has a negative connotation among heterosexual and homosexual men. Male victims of sexual abuse by females often face social, political, and legal double standards. Rape victims, both male and female, may find it difficult to report the assault. The social stigmatization of male victims is also damaging and has been described as secondary victimization. Male victims are also susceptible to post-traumatic stress disorder. Some studies found that some victims chose not to report their assaults as they fear being labeled as a closet homosexual, bisexual, or promiscuous. Men who are sexually assaulted before age 18 have a greater risk of having mental health issues, including alcoholism, stress disorder, depression, drug abuse, suicidal thoughts, suicidal attempts, underachievement at school and work. A date rape drug is any drug that incapacitates another person and renders them defenseless or vulnerable to rape or sexual assault. Victims of these attacks must be tested before the drug leaves their bodies, which is usually a 48-hour time frame. Rohypnol is believed to be a commonly used drug that facilitates sexual assaults in North America. The drug can be detected in the system 18 to 28 hours afterwards. If enough of the drug is taken, a person may experience a state of automation or disassociation. After it wears off, victims may find themselves unable to remember what happened while under the influence, feeling woozy, hungover, confused, dizzy, sluggish, and uncoordinated, often with an upset stomach. They may also have difficulty moving their limbs normally. Other drugs are also used. Psychedelics like ayahuasca has been used by retreats to sexually abuse ayahuasca tourists. MDMA, also called ecstasy, I can't pronounce the medical term and I'm not even going to try, is used. GHB, gamma hydrox, I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. It has no odor and it tastes salty but can be masked when mixed in a drink. It stimulates euphoria, increases sociability, promotes libido and lowers inhibitions. It is sold under names Roofies, Liquid E, and Liquid X. Benzodiazepines such as Valium, Librium, Klonopin, Xanax, and Ativan. Most tests will detect these in your system for up to 72 hours. Then you have Zolpidem, or Ambien, is the most common date rape drug according to the US DEA. How many missing men and women in BC are victims of roofies at clubs or parties? It happens more frequent than we are led to believe. How many of the missing in BC are victims of human trafficking? I personally felt the need to make this video to remind us that we need to remain vigilant when we are on vacations or visiting clubs or practically anywhere we are socializing. Never drink from open glasses in public. Open your own beverages and never take your eyes off of them. Be cautious and be safe out there.